What's going on, guys? Gomes here back again on another MLB The Show 19 Diamond Dynasty video. Of course, I already have made one of these videos, but I said if you guys did want me to make another, I would make another, so here we are. My second top 5 legends that I would like to see come into MLB The Show 19. Of course, I'm not really going to put flashbacks, as I mentioned in my previous video, which should be in the top right, one of those damn two. Simply because I think for the most part they do have most of the flashback cards in the game, so I want to focus on new legends that they could add into the game. As I also mentioned, this is going to be kind of anybody. I don't want to really put too many restrictions on it, so I try to keep it kind of realistic, but at the same point I want to put who I really would like to see in the game personally, not who I think is the most likely to get added into MLB 19. As always, let me know down below in the comment section the legends that you would like to see added in the MLB The Show 19. Very excited to see who you guys want to see, and yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so for my first legend, it's gonna be one that we saw pretty recently. Actually, MLB The Show 17 was his last one. That is Carlos Beltran. Now, Beltran, of course, was a fan favorite through 16 and 17 for the sole purpose his 99 overall flashback card was insane. It was a 5-tool player, which you guys know I am a big fan of 5-tool players. You know, it's cool if you have a lot of pop. You know, that's cool that you hit home runs. But if you have an arm and speed, that is really what I look forward to, especially in an outfielder, and Beltran had it all. I don't think I used his card in 17, but in 16 I did use him, and he's an absolute monster. There's not really much else to say. He can do it all. He had like 80 speed, 85 arm strength, somewhere in there, but then he had like 99 power both ways. And of course, I don't know if whether or not we're gonna have the 125 threshold for MLB 19. That has not been confirmed yet, but his stats, even if they did nerf it like they did every other card in 18, he would still be a monster. He can do it all. A man of many wonders. Carlos Beltran, I know it hasn't been that long, but really would like to see him added back into the game. Next up, my first pitcher. I always like to add a couple pitchers, even though personally I would rather have more hitters, because you guys know, you use hitters more than pitchers, but this one, a reliever, Mariano Rivera. He would be a monster. He would be absolutely insane. You guys know that cut fastball that he had. He would eat hitters up in online play. He just had so much break to his pitches, and fun little story. Obviously, you guys know him from Minnesota. I believe on his retirement tour, yeah, it was his retirement tour in 2013 or 14, I think he retired. The Minnesota Twins actually created a chair full of broken bats that Mariano Rivera broke against the Twins. I'll find a picture and put it on the screen somewhere, but that's insane. He was really good at strikeouts, at breaking bats because of that movement. He had a lot of fastballs, so honestly, I don't know for sure how well he would work out in Diamond Dynasty. I don't remember exactly all the pitches he threw, but I know he had like 3 fastballs, so it would be really interesting. But you guys know he absolutely dominated the early 2000s and late 90s for the Yankees and was a big part of them winning a lot of championships. Mariano Rivera, he would be insane. I really would like to see him. Obviously, a lot of these guys on my list are more so guys that played around my time. Obviously, I'm 17, so I don't really know many of the guys from like the 80s, or at least I didn't watch them personally. But Mariano Rivera, I grew up watching him, and be a monster, fair to say. Speaking of guys that I never watched play, we got Willie Mays. Willie Mays, of course, another 5-tool player. No surprise why he's on my list. He can do it all. You guys remember that one catch that he had, you know, circling backwards, over the shoulder catch? That was insane. That was one of the most iconic moments in baseball history. And like I said, he did it all. He was a great defender. A lot of part due to the range and speed that he had. I think the most stolen bases he had was actually like 45 or so. Obviously, stolen bases were more common back in the day, but he definitely had really good speed, really good range in the outfield, and he had a good arm as well. You guys know I can't deal with people with lollipops in the outfield, man. I gotta have some people in cannons. We gotta be gunning and throwing people out. Willie Mays could do that. He also had a lot of pop. I think the most home runs he hit was 52 when I checked, so he definitely would have power. Like I said, 5'2" player just like Beltran. Willie Mays, in my opinion, is definitely top 10 baseball players of all time. Maybe even top 5 too. Obviously, you know, you have Bonds, you have Griffey, Babe Ruth maybe. Willie Mays is right up there along with him, in my opinion. 5'2" player. He did it all. Would really like to see him added into the game. Is it realistic? It might be. We got Babe Ruth last year. Sky's the limit. Who knows? Back to back guys I never watched play. Same era, we got Sandy Koufax. Of course, if you guys remember in MLB 18, lefties got killed. Partially because there wasn't that many good lefties, but fair to say, if you guys played online play, especially after the Immortals came, lefties got carved up. They got destroyed. They got demolished. Sandy Koufax might help combat that. One of the greatest left-handed pitchers of all time. He had a season where he had 382 strikeouts. That's insane. Of course, he played right around the same time as Willie Mays did. His career was actually pretty short. He only pitched 11 years. And at the start of his career, he wasn't the player that he ended up would end up being. In his last 5 years, he led the National League in the ERA every single year. Absolutely insane. Had a lot of strikeouts. So if it does go up to 125, like I kind of think it will. If I had to guess, I think stats will go up to 125 less this year in MLB 19 like they were in 18. His K9's going to be 125. It's going to be insane. His pitchers are going to be really effective. And the main reason that I want to see Koufax, like I said, is he's a dominating lefty. And that's just something that we really don't have too much in this game. Like I remember the Blake Snell finest card. I thought that would be really cool. You know, I'm a Rays fan, of course. Be really cool. Could dominate. No. You got the schmackums. Just like every lefty. So I would really like to see them add a bunch of new lefties into the game. Not just Sandy Koufax, but a lot of new lefties. Like maybe Cliff Lee or something like that. Who actually just in 16 exited the MLB. So of course, no longer in Diamond Dynasty. But Ramon, anybody at SDS, put in good lefties and make lefties viable. Don't make it so easy for righties to just smash them. Please and thank you. Yeah. And finally, our last player. This was a little bit tough to put. I'm going to do Jim Thome. Jim Thome, of course, you know, one of the greatest home run hitters of all time. He's a lefty. You guys know, just like how I want lefty pitchers, I want lefty hitters. Because something about their swing, their stride on MLB The Show games, they just do, it just hits differently, man. They just do differently than righties. And left-handed hitters, I really look forward to having in the game. I think at launch, we didn't really have too many good ones. And, you know, my lineup was all righty. So eventually when lefty hitters came in, you know, I followed those into my lineup. But Jim Thome, a lot of power. If they go up to 125, he's going to have one, you know, at least 120 both ways or something like that. He's going to kind of be like a Frank Thomas, but I would imagine a bit better, partly because he's a lefty, but he wasn't the worst fielder at the beginning of his career. I looked it up. 2005 is kind of when he stopped playing defense, literally stopped playing defense. He really became an only designated hitter throughout the end of his Phillies career. Then he went to the White Sox. Then he actually was in here with the Minnesota Twins for a little while. He hit number 600 here in Minnesota. So of course I did actually get to see him live, and that was really cool. Jim Thome, like I said, one of the greatest home run hitters of all time, actually coming here. I think he was on our team when we opened up in 2010 at Target Field, so that was cool. Jim Thome would be really fun into the game. The reason why I said I wasn't sure who to pick on this one is because there's a lot of guys like Jim Thome who they could add. Another one is David Ortiz, who kind of fits the similar play style. Obviously, he wouldn't be the exact same, but you guys kind of get the deal. Guys that really didn't play defense weren't the fastest. I think Thome was faster than Big Papi. We can all agree on that, right? But definitely Jim Thome would be a lot of fun to have into Diamond Dynasty. Lefty bat with power. I'm game. And that is going to do it for my second edition of my top 5 legends that I would like to see added into MLB The Show 19. Of course, like I said, I don't really know how realistic all of these are. I think guys like Jim Thome are actually pretty likely. if there was one guy on this list who I think would be the most likely to be included into MLB The Show 19, I think it would be Jim Thome, because I heard rumors last year that he might have been into the game. So for some reason, I think he's going to be in MLB The Show 19. But nonetheless, I do have faith in San Diego Studios that they are going to continue to add new legends. Of course, if you guys are not aware of this situation, they basically have to get the rights of all the players that are into the game. So once a guy retires, or never mind, basically when they're in the MLB, they're part of the MLB Players Association. When they retire, they're no longer a part of it, so SDS has to get their exclusive rights to their likeness and everything like that, and that costs money. Of course, SDS don't got bank like EA and 2K do, so they can't necessarily just get every legend they want. They can't just A-Rod, Barry Bonds, everybody like that. So it definitely is a struggle, but like I said, last year, or in the last 2 years, we got Griffey, Babe Ruth, Piazza, and Frank Thomas, and Vladimir Guerrero, 5 big legends in the last 2 years, so hopefully this year is no exception. But like I said, once again, let me know down below in the comment section what legends you guys would like to see added into MLB The Show 19. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like down below. Hope you guys are great today, and there guys comes out. Yay!
Love is love, and hate is hate. To die is an awesome adventure, and I can hardly wait. Earth is a prison, I need a great escape. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone. You know I'm in my zone. I took a bite of the glory, I tell you.